guys, oh my goodness, look at my new guns. Like, oh my goodness, I love guns so much. Like, so insane. Everyone should have guns. I hate laws on guns, come on. If we had guns, there'd just be a better world everywhere. Oh, look at how cool this is. Man.
There are 3 latitudes or zones in social judgment theory that are necessary to determine your attitude towards a certain subject. These are acceptance, rejection, and non-commitment.
The latitude of acceptance is the range of ideas that you are willing to see reasonable and to accept. The latitude of rejection is the range of ideas that you see unreasonable and so then would reject those ideas. Lastly is the latitude of non-commitment, and this is the range of ideas that you would see as not unreasonable or not acceptable either. They're just kind of there. Ego involvement is the importance of an issue to the person's life. This has a play on whether a person deems something acceptable, rejectable, or non-committable, and it is important to realize this of a person before you take an argument. Here is an example.
I just had a really traumatic experience with guns. For Christmas, my brother Ralphie, all he wanted for Christmas was a Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot model Air Force rifle. That's all he wanted. And my parents kept saying, no, it will shoot your eye out. And you know what? It shot his eye out.
I'm so sorry.
You should be, because if you keep raving that around like that, you're gonna shoot someone else's eye out, and more people will be in the same pain I am in.
So why Kelly's point of view was that she had a traumatic experience dealing with guns, and that's like the eco-involvement that we see in this theory, the importance of the centrality of the person's life, the point of view, and that is always subjective to the person.
Now we're going to the 2-stage mental process that Sheriff, the person who founded this theory, said triggers when a person hears a message. The first step is evaluating what the content of the message was, so you see where it falls under your personal point of view of the subject. The second step is to adjust your attitude, to either turn toward the message and accept it, or to turn away from it and reject it. Here is 2 examples of 2 different outcomes that it could be.
You see, if everyone had guns and everyone had them, then they could just protect themselves. Like if a robber came into your house, and you can just have the guns to protect yourself if he was harming you.
I will now evaluate this message. This statement now lies in my rejection zone. I will now turn away from this statement. With all due respect, and in the nicest way possible, you're the scum between my toes.
You see, I really like guns, but I really think there should be some more background checks, and I really think it really should happen with more gun control.
Oh wow, I actually really agree with that.
The first one we saw in the video was called a contrast, and so that's where people get messages and it automatically falls in their rejection zone, so then they would reject it right away, not even thinking about it. It's like a conscious thing. The second one would be assimilation, which would be where I would say something maybe not as controversial, and then they would just automatically accept it, even if they don't really fully agree with me.
Even though there are many questions about social judgment theory, I wanted to end with a quote by M. Griffin. It is an elegant conception of the persuasion process that falls well within my latitude of acceptance. There's an intuitive appeal to the idea of crafting a message just short of the latitude of rejection in order to be as effectively discrepant as possible.